Hello all, the Irrational Skeptic here, and before I start this video, I'm just gonna quickly and sneakily plug in my own store. Yes, that's right, I'm doing advertising for myself. Well, I think I'm just gonna stay silent for a few seconds while this runs. Okay, that's enough. And you can find all these in the link below in my profile description. And so moving on to the good stuff. So, why am I an expert in the MBTI? This is a question I've gotten recently, and I'd like to clear the air on this. In other words, I'm kind of giving my resume and selling myself to the public. Mainly to my current subscribers and to my possible future ones too. The main reason that I am really good at this stuff, and I'd hate to use the MBTI to define why I'm good at it, is because I'm an INFJ. This is the primary point. INFJs are one of the types that once they start digging into a subject, they try to go down into it until it almost no longer exists anymore. When this happens, they have reached a moment where they are no longer really consumers of the subject, but producers. They would have enough of a storehouse of information to freely speak and create in the subject arena with almost infinite combinations or permutations of the said subject matter. Being able to draw connections across time, past, present, and future, and present a coherent and plausible reason for why a certain archetype behaves in a certain way, yeah, we can do this. Having a direct connection to the collective unconscious, we are almost able to, quote-unquote, predict the future. I will leave this in quotes as it is something that will depend on the composition of the listener. You will either believe or disbelieve me based on what you consider to be proof. And that is okay, because I understand clearly that an extroverted thinker will want to literally see me guess something that will happen that wasn't a probable outcome. This is their kind of proof that would lead them into thinking, hey, this guy knows some other weirdly stuff that other people don't. They would like me to look across the world to a remote village in China and say that Mr. Zhao is about to pick up a cup of green coffee with pink strawberry swirls, and he is wearing a pink shirt with yellow horizontal lines. And even if I were able to do this, thinking individuals will likely attribute it to either pure chance or a conspiracy, which is probably likely. It's a smart way to think, right? And the truth is this. The air between us is not really space. The space between my brain and your brain is really non-existent, although I have not become an expert at this myself. It is possible to tap into the thoughts of others, even if they are on the other side of the galaxy. Boom. Of course, this is no simple task and likely requires concentration and attentive powers that most humans just do not have, including I. So, this is a segue to me explaining how Carl Jung was also an INFJ. The reason he was able to bring this system of thought into light is also because his type allows for a synthesis of information regarding the human condition which no other type, possibly the INTJ, can do. The INTJ would also be a good candidate because they use the exact same intuitive process, although it is not as related to the human condition in a direct way. It is only tangentially related via the products which they create to control the environment and push the human race towards particular goals. Another type that is good at this that I found is ENTPs. They're really good at this. I found that they can create new systems that actually work, that are similar to the original system and work a little bit better or cooler or more efficiently. A couple people that I've seen do this are one of the people on YouTube. His name is called Talking with Famous People. Another person that I've seen do this is Dr. BB. Dr. BB has done this more officially So he's actually a Jungian typologist, and he has studied that, and he has gone out and made his own 8-function cognitive model, his archetypal definitions, and I won't be going into that in this video. I just wanted to put out there that ENTPs are actually really good at this stuff too. The other types that I also think may be kind of good at this stuff are INTJs, I already mentioned, maybe INFPs, maybe ENFPs for sure as well. And yeah, those are the people that I think are the best at this. I have read Psychological Types, which is a dense book, but if you're able to read this and really understand the mode of thinking, then you've gained an important tool to becoming a Jungian analyst. I honestly do not believe I have to go to school on this stuff to be good at it. It's almost a gift for me. Just like there are many amazing programmers who have never stepped a foot in a university classroom, it's the same for me. On the topic of personality and observations in regards to this topic, I do have an insight because I am akin to an anthropologist of the subject. I enjoy to learn about the archetypes and what they are trying to achieve. It's interesting to see their manifestations and what they're up to every now and then. They spring up in different forms, hence why a person could be a certain type. Having a type does not make you any less than you already are. People that get disgruntled when I tell them I know their type are really just being insecure. Yes, there are things I can predict about you based on your type. But hey, you could be unpredictable if you wanted to. Just do something else. Go jump off your couch and do a tumble roll into the kitchen. I couldn't know if you were going to do that. Duh. Okay, now that we've gotten past people's insecurities of being predictable, it's really freeing to know your cognitive functions because it helps you understand your particular thought patterns or actions that you take without attributing it to random chance or blaming someone else. That is projection. What everyone tends to do is blame their inferior functional attributes for all their life's ills. An INTP feels at something and then says, "Arg, humans are so illogical and stupid," end quote. Well, while this is partially true, it has nothing to do with why you failed at something. The reason you failed is because you did the thing incorrectly. The INFJ will get stuck in a bad situation and say, "Arg, this damn pressure with the environment sucks, murder," end quote. This could also be true, but the reason you're in a bad situation is because you failed to take necessary steps not to be in the situation. Of course, there are human limitations and lack of resources that could be taken into account, which makes their statement partially true. But then, the other part of focusing on the reason why you are unable to accomplish something is just self-pity. That's all. What I'm saying in this part applies to everyone of any type. It will just be that the subject matter of people's pity party will be in relation to their inferior function and by extension their unconscious functions. All functions have their function in a society that seeks to function effectively. See what I did there? Anyways, more with my resume. I've written over 500 blog posts in regard to the MBTI, and received very good feedback on my explanations by others who consider themselves laymen or even experts. I have over 600,000 views on such blog posts, and so I know people are looking at my written content. And what I am doing here and right now is establishing myself as an authority in this subject matter. Without having someone stick a medal on my chest, I'm saying that I know my stuff. And I've proved it because others say that I know my stuff too. Capiche? And so yeah, I'm gonna plug myself in again. It's almost Halloween, and boy do I have some cool t-shirts that you should definitely get. I currently have a promotion running where you can get 30% off if you use the code LIVE love. Or if you just click the link in the description, it'll take you directly to that store and automatically apply that code. So you don't even have to type in anything. So if you want to help support this channel and while at it, pick up some cool Halloween swag, go to the link in my description that leads you right to my store and enjoy. That will be it for now. The Irrational Skeptic, signing off.